WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Tommy Lopez. A man is facing child molestation charges in Noxubee County. The Noxubee County Sheriff's Department says that this alleged victim is a 15-year-old girl. 31-year-old Travis Glass is under arrest, facing one charge. This incident happened in a house in Macon. Deputies are still investigating, and anyone with information is asked to give them a call. A Bruce High School coach and history teacher is facing charges for a child sex crime. It involves him touching a student inappropriately. 41-year-old Lorray Jordan Jr. turned himself in yesterday. He has not been arrested. A probable cause hearing is the next step. The incident involves Jordan and one of his 8th grade female students. Bruce police say Child Protective Services got an anonymous tip last week.
We don't want it to happen in any Calhoun County schools, anywhere. We got to make sure the job's done right, thoroughly, and that we get down to the bottom of it in every which way. And we got to make sure that the school administration is taking care of their job, and that's where there might be, future charges, misdemeanor charges for failure to report within the administrative part of the school system.
Jordan was scheduled to resign from his position at the end of the school year prior to this incident. The alleged victim's family says that this has really taken a toll on them. The 14-year-old girl's mother talked to us today. She tells us that she's frustrated and she's upset. She says that her daughter first reported this incident to the school back in March. The family still doesn't know who called in the anonymous tip that led to the investigation, but they say that they're grateful. Meanwhile, the mother advises all parents to pay attention.
Just listen to your child, take further action, do what you got to do, push the issue. If the school don't want to help, go further. Just keep going till somebody do something about it and hear you. Because let them stay a child as long as they're a child,
A video is blurry because we did not want to reveal the identity of that woman. You can see Quentin Smith's full conversation there with the mother on our website, WCBI.com. We've been bringing you stories over the past few months about how the Mississippi Highway Patrol is looking for more state troopers. There's an update today involving more potential manpower. Hundreds of people have been applying for jobs with them. Cadet Class 62 will begin training this fall once the interview process is complete. It takes more than 20 weeks of training to become a state trooper. Applications are at MHP substations and on the Department of Public Safety's website.
We want some people that are really motivated about serving, becoming public service and serving their state and wearing our uniform. It's a great job, it's a great opportunity. It's a career, but it's an exciting experience to work in law enforcement.
People have until the end of May to apply. Alabama's embattled Chief Justice will not be returning to the bench. That is official today. There was a ruling today. A specially appointed Alabama Supreme Court upheld Roy Moore's suspension. In September, a judicial panel suspended Moore for the remainder of his term. It was for violating judicial ethics by urging the state's probate judges to defy the federal courts and refuse to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples. The suspension will likely end Moore's career as a judge in the state. That's due to age limits that there are on elected judges. He said that early next week he will reveal any plans he may have to run for that vacant U.S. Senate seat in Alabama. To our weather tonight. Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson is in with us. Keith, still hot right now in our area.
Yeah, and you know what? We're going to have another warm day tomorrow. Right now, this evening, things are pretty quiet and comfortable. Updated temperature right there, 66 degrees in Columbus, 70 for you in Tupelo. Check out our sunset tonight. This is our Alpha Insurance Camera Network from downtown Columbus. You can see how nice it has been. And perhaps you want to have an impromptu pool party tomorrow. 88 degrees, mid to upper 80s tomorrow, warm and humid for us. The full forecast in just a few minutes.
70 now, and the high could be about that in just a couple of days. Keith, thank you. Ethics isn't exactly rocket science, but it does have its place there. That was the message tonight at Mississippi State University. Alan McDonald, former director of the Space Shuttle Solid Rocket Motor Project, spoke about the decisions on the ground that led to the Challenger disaster. McDonald was one of the first to raise concerns about the compromised O-rings in the shuttle's booster rockets and recommended against the launch. Those concerns were brushed aside due to the heightened publicity surrounding that Challenger mission. He stressed the importance of standing by your convictions, even in the face of criticism.
Happy to be here. I speak to a lot of universities on engineering ethics and decision making, and how important that is to speak up and offer your opinion, because you may have thought of something nobody else had, and if that information is not available for the decision makers to use, it's lost.
McDonald's presentation is part of the Bagley Distinguished Speaker Series. A West Point English teacher is receiving recognition for her passion for the written word. Talonda Ramsey teaches senior English, and for that alone, she deserves to be our Educator of the Week. But Ramsey also breathes life into the pages, those say at this school, by tying the stories into real-life situations.
And I love being able to bring the stories to life for the children and relating them to their lives. If there's any way that you can connect a story to real life, it makes it easier for them, because we teach a lot of older stories. So it's difficult to relate for children, but to bring it to modern day makes sense to them.
To nominate a teacher for our Educator of the Week, you can visit our website, WCBI.com. An area of business is turning up the heat to help a local organization. The Starkville Buffalo Wild Wings hosted its annual Community Day today. 10% of the restaurant sales will go to help the Boys and Girls Clubs. There was more food on the menu as well. There were games for kids, so you can see more than just food. Kids and adults there playing games. The main event was a hot wing eating contest between the police and fire departments. This year's winner, the Starkville Police Department. Hard work pays off for some students as they were rewarded today with a shopping spree. It was at Tupelo's Academy Sports. 10 Boys and Girls Club of North Mississippi members who also made the honor roll. They got $100 shopping sprees. It was also a chance to announce an upcoming all-star football camp in June that will benefit the clubs.
It will start online, I think, the registration on May 1st on the Boys and Girls website. It's set for June 17th, and we've got all kinds of great NFL, college, from Mississippi State, Ole Miss players that'll be there to work with these kids K through 6th grade.
And former MSU Bulldog, Philadelphia Eagle, and Green Bay Packer Mike Haddix will also take part in that camp. That's June 17th in Tupelo.
We had a pretty nice day. This was the view earlier near the Columbus area. You can see some of those friendly clouds overhead. Now we are cooling down tonight, low 60s, but we'll warm it up tomorrow. But storm chances return later this week. For forecast next.
WCBI's Educator of the Week is brought to you by Food Giant, where your neighbors are the owners. Your first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Nice weather on Thursday, but you have to just admire the spring flowers we've had develop with the sunlight and the warmth and the recent rainfall. Here's our Thursday summed up in a nutshell. A lot of sunshine, some friendly clouds. Can't rule out a stray shower here, but we're going to keep that off the official forecast. 60s, then 80s. A warm day for us. Now, speaking of the isolated shower chance, here's Futurecast. You don't really see a lot going into tomorrow afternoon. However, right at the last second there, you see a few blips of green. So there is a chance for one of those rogue showers out there, maybe a thunder shower, but we're just keeping it dry here. It's going to be warm. 80s across the board, mid to upper 80s in northeast Mississippi and west Alabama. Winds from the southwest at about 5 to 10. So get ready for another summer-like day. This is how it looked earlier this afternoon and this evening with our Alpha Insurance camera in downtown Tupelo. The setting sun right there. No problems whatsoever. Hopefully you've been out and about. And that was the view near Enid Lake earlier this evening here in northeast Mississippi. Absolutely gorgeous. Now it's still warm around here. Check out St. Louis right now, 79. There's been some active weather here across the heartland today. Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, a line of showers and storms, some of which has been severe. And look at this, that little red dot right there. That is a tornado reported in western Iowa today. And we're talking about severe weather because there's a chance for some of that here on Saturday in North Mississippi and North Alabama. The current thinking is from the early afternoon through early evening, hail and wind threat here with some of these stronger storms, perhaps an isolated tornado or two as well. Not a big outbreak for us, but we'll be watching it for you as we get into Saturday. But tomorrow, fairly quiet. Friday, from Tupelo north, really into West Tennessee, a better chance for a shower or storm. Farther south, I think that's overdone here. So 30% chance of rain Friday. As we get into your Saturday afternoon, right there, there's that cold front, a line of showers and storms with it. Some of those could be on the strong side. And then that clears out of here, and temperatures, yes, temperatures will be cooling down into the 60s by Sunday. So push to 90 tomorrow, Tommy. Mid-60s by Sunday. Cool overnight lows early next week. Nice little reprieve from the summer-like regime we've had. And then we're back into the 80s as we get into your Tuesday and Wednesday.
You're making me a little sad about Saturday. I wanted to do some things outside, but I guess not rain.
Right.
Yeah.
Then we'll see.
We're going to talk about this now.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Market Street Festival, that's going to be outside, Keith. Only a couple of weeks away. It means another edition for us of Crank It Up. Up for grabs this year is a made-over 2004 Nissan Titan pickup. Manissa Cowart has a chance to win it. Manissa registered for this as a pre-qualifier at Columbus Nissan. You can do that, too, at any of our other sponsor locations. Good luck to all of our qualifiers. It's Health Talk with Baptist. Baptist is talking about the warning signs for asthma.
Hi, I'm Dr. Gaurav Dutta, part of the pulmonology team at Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle. Tonight, I want to talk to you about asthma attack symptoms and warning signs. If you have asthma, you may go for weeks or months without having a flare, but suddenly your chest feels tight and you're coughing and wheezing. During an attack, the muscles in your airway tighten and their lining gets swollen. They make more and thicker mucus. All of this makes it hard to breathe. Just before or at the very start of an asthma attack, you may notice certain symptoms that may tip you off. Coughing a lot, especially at night, trouble sleeping, losing your breath, hard to breathe during and after exercise, low PEF numbers from your peak flow meter. When your symptoms flare, it might be hard for you to do normal, everyday things. You may experience short, shallow, fast breaths. A whistling sound when you breathe, especially breathing out, also known as wheezing. A cough that won't go away. Tightness of the chest. Inability to get enough air in. When symptoms become severe, you may feel panic, wheeze when you breathe both in and out, and cannot stop coughing. Call 911 or get to the hospital right away. You need immediate medical treatment. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist, where we will talk about treatment options for asthma.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle.
Coming up, highlights from Ole Miss baseball and our student athlete of the week at Choctaw County. That's next in sports.
CDI Sports with Robbie Donahoe.
As we've seen in recent weeks, the midweek game can be a tricky contest in SEC baseball. For Ole Miss, the Rebels could ill afford to lose to a team with an RPI in the mid-200s, as Ole Miss itself looked to bolster their resume with a run to a regional. So Will Golson got the start in right, hitting second for the Rebels tonight as they hosted Arkansas Pine Bluff. And in the first, the former New Hope Trojan delivering with a single past the shortstop. As he would end up on first, Tate Blackman going over to third. Next batter would come up and deliver after Golson. That's Colby Bortles going down the left field line. It's a fair ball. Let's score Blackman. Rebels would take a 2-1 lead after one. In the second, DJ Miller coming on, cranking one to left, and that's out of play. Well, out of play because it's over the left field fence. That's a solo bomb, his first career home run. The Rebels go up 3-1. In the sixth, former Oxford Charger Houston Roth would come on, and kid was dealing. 2 innings strong, no hits, 4 strikeouts, holding strong to a commanding lead. And then later in the sixth, it would be more run support for the Rebels. Ryan Olenek going into right center. That would get down. That scores Golson and Bortles as the Rebels cruise to a 14-6 win over Arkansas Pine Bluff. Again, their 3-game series with Missouri will start on Friday. To our student athlete of the week tonight at Choctaw County, the Lady Chargers taking aim at their first softball state title in school history. And this year's team has the talent and leadership to do it, as the Chargers are anchored by senior Mackenzie Toombs, who is her class's valedictorian with a perfect 4.0 GPA. She just so happens to be a terror on the circle as the Chargers' ace pitcher. Jonathan Flippo has the story of a student athlete who has the grades and the game.
That's what opposing teams have had to deal with on the mound this season from Mackenzie Toombs. The pitcher has thrown 60 strikeouts so far this season for the Choctaw County Lady Chargers softball team. Now, Toombs and her team are preparing for postseason play on Friday at Perry Central.
Just the little things. It's just coming out here every day and working hard on the fundamentals, and they're good athletes and they can do anything, and just getting better each and every day.
Head coach Mike Brown has seen her pitching improve tremendously from last season. Last season, Toombs finished with a 5.03 earned run average. Now, in her senior season, she has a 2.03 earned run average.
She always does extra things to make herself better. Her pitching in the circle has really helped us with our success as a team this year.
Senior teammates Brennan Power and Kiara Fair have classes with the straight-A student, and they also know what to expect from her on the field or in the classroom.
She and I have grown up together, and she's just been really encouraging, and she puts in a lot of work to be good at what she does.
She really encourages us to do better. For a person to be so quiet, she really has team spirit, and she's really a good player.
After high school, Toombs will attend ICC to major in elementary education and play softball for the Lady Indians.
It's an awesome program, and they have some great girls on the team and great coaches, and it's just going to be a fun time.
With softball winding down for the right-handed pitcher, she wants to finish it off with winning a state championship.
That's something that we've worked for every year, and this year we have a really good chance, and we just want to work hard this week to get better and just do the little things right, and we'll be good to go.
The weekend playoff series with Perry Central will begin on Friday night at 6:30. Reporting in Choctaw County, I'm Jonathan Flippo with WCBI Sports.
WCBI Student Athlete of the Week with Jonathan Flippo is brought to you by C Spire Wireless.
And 3 other news to note before we get John out of here. Markel Crawford transferring from Memphis. He's going to Ole Miss. Averaged 13 points per game last year almost with the Tigers. Justin Cox, it's unfortunate news for the former West Point star, cut by the Saskatchewan Roughriders in Canada today. He's dealing with an assault charge. He says it's not true, but obviously we'll find out a little bit more later on. But he will no longer be able to play in the CFL. Michael Campbell, your new head coach at Smithville, as he comes over from Tupelo. Your high school baseball and fast pitch playoff bracket's just about set. We'll talk about all those coming up tomorrow. That's it for sports. Keith will have a last look at your forecast when we come back.
All right, we're warm tomorrow, Tom.
Yeah.
Let's get out there and make the most of it.
Yeah.
Why are we going to be indoors? Why? Why?
Well, it's our job.
We have to give the news and weather, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there could be a few showers and storms Friday, better change Saturday with that front coming on in here, and then some cooler stuff Sunday. One-day reprieve on Sunday.
Yeah, a brief cool down, but warm still through Saturday. It's been such a
And then
warm
warm
start.
again next week, so summer's getting closer and closer.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Keith, thank you, and thanks for joining us. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is coming up next.